In this video, I want to talk about how to avoid being catfished. And it's most likely that you're never going to meet these people because they've completely created a whole different persona. They've used somebody else's photos, which they've probably lifted off of Facebook or whatever social media, and they've created this person that doesn't actually exist. And they do this either to gain money from you or something else from you, or they do this because they are looking for a sort of fantasy life where they can pretend to be this person. It's like their avatar, and they can, be this gorgeous, sexy, hunky, whatever person online and get all this attention online, and it boosts their confidence a bit and makes them happy and all that stuff. And so to avoid this from happening to you, you have to be very careful, especially online dating. One big red warning sign is if you get a message from somebody who is claiming to be a supermodel or especially a celebrity, and I'm not saying that it's not impossible that some celebrity is gonna stumble upon your online profile and find you so irresistible that they're gonna have to reach out to you. I'm not saying that can't happen, but the probability of that happening is pretty low. So that is a big warning sign. If somebody comes to you and approaches you first and it just seems way too good to be true, it probably is not true. So that's one thing you want to look for. Also, if you just go through their profile and it just seems like everything is just staged a little too perfectly, all the photos are just done a little too well, and it's just obviously this person is just trying to show off their gorgeousness, their attractiveness, and all that kind of stuff, then you want to be wary of that. And especially if you make contact with this person and the things that they're saying sort of either goes into, oh well, I would love to meet you, but I'm going through a tough time. Do you mind maybe sending me a little cash so I could get a cab to meet you at whatever restaurant, or this or that, So if anytime money comes up right away in these situations, then that is another big red flag that you probably don't want to be dealing with this person, because all they really want is for you to give them money. And most of these things are going to be long cons. So they might not be upfront right away trying to get money from you or trying to, get you to boost their confidence or like them right away. They might be very subtle, and they might just, play it out for months or longer. So that is another big thing that I find is helpful when you're online dating, is that you try to meet the person right away. If you start contacting them, messaging them, whatever the case is, try to set up a date with them within, a week or 2 weeks after that initial contact. Because if you never meet them in person, then that this person probably doesn't actually exist. And the person behind this person that you're speaking to is definitely not who they say they are. So those are just some tips on how to avoid being catfished. I know it can be kind of like a boost of confidence for yourself if you get a message from a really hot supermodel or like a really hunky, beefy man, or some celebrity claiming that, they stumbled upon you and they really think that you're this or that and they want to meet you and all that stuff. And yeah, it can make you feel really great in that moment, but then you have to sort of, have a little reality check and be like, well, how did they find me? Why are they into me? I don't know, this seems a little, fishy or a little weird. So just, not saying that you don't deserve to meet somebody like that, but just be smart when you're online dating. Again, try to ask the right questions when you're interacting with them, and try to meet with them in person in a public place for just coffee, drinks, whatever, short, designated time in a public area. Just try to meet with them right away, because if you never get to meet this person, then you know that this probably isn't an actual person that you want to meet.